think I like this sweatshirt, and I might cut it.
It literally looks like the sky. It looks like you looked up. Here, watch. Watch.
There's no clouds.
Well, you get one. You get one. Yeah.
I'm the sky. I'm the sky. All right, you gonna show us yours?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Julian. Oh, Julian. Okay, you look
like that. It's just on the arms too. I think that.
Show me, Julian. The coolest. That is so. This looks like a little dragon head.
I know. Well, actually, yeah. It almost looks like an Iggy head, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I just love the randomness of it.
So random.
Well, no, you just can't.
So random.
Well, you can't even design a shirt as cool as this because this is just so random. You know, it's like up to chance.
Awesome.
You like it?
Yeah, I love it. It came out so good. I really like the way that it looks on black shirts.
Me too. I love your black shirt too.
Thank you.
Last one?
Last one. All right, Julian. I'm rolling. Go ahead.
Sorry, that's how I feel about this shirt.
Julian! Okay, that's my favorite one that you made. By far. It looks so sick. This is the coolest Dunder Mifflin t-shirt anywhere.
Yeah, I think it has that same effect on navy blue that it does on black, right? It just stands out so well.
Super awesome.
This is so fun, dude.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm gonna wear all this stuff.
I want to do it to like a pair of sweatpants and like jeans.
What if I did it to my gi? Should we do it to the couch?
No.
No?
No. You look so cool.
This was fun.
These clothes were totally fine and I like them. Obviously, I keep them in my closet and I do wear them. But I feel like I would...
Two $1,000 spots. Come on in the middle. Come on in the middle.
I feel like it's gonna take a special type of person to sit down and watch a video like this. Just as much as I think it takes a special type of person to own a Chihuahua. Chihuahuas require a lot of patience, a lot of love. They're 5 pounds of just pure, delightful stupid. I made a video a while back where I did nothing but try and teach Marble how to sit on a hard surface because he will only sit on the carpet. And a lot of people have been asking me, how is that going? And to be honest with you, I've kind of given up a little bit. There's rare occasions where I've seen Marble stand on his hind legs.
I don't believe it.
I literally have video footage of it. I just want to see if I could teach my 11-year-old 5-pound Chihuahua how to stand on his hind legs.
4 pounds.
Yeah, he is like 4 pounds. Since adding a 4th dog to our mix, a very large dog, the Iggy's already command a lot of attention. Bunny takes up a lot of our attention and time because she's still learning how to be a dog. It is really nice every once in a while to just give Marble the one-on-one attention, personalized treat and training that he deserves. Do you think he's gonna even understand the concept?
No.
You understand that the risk of making a video like this, just like the one where we had him sit, there's a possibility that nothing's gonna happen. Let's just get everybody's expectations on the same page.
Keep your expectations as low to the ground as Marble is. Keep them down there.
I'm gonna try. I've seen him do it, which is why I know it is possible, because I wouldn't want him to do something that like his body isn't physically capable of. I've seen him stand.
Whoa! Oh my god!
I told you.
Wait a minute.
I literally have video footage of him standing.
What kind of CGI artist did you hire?
Although we might not get the results that we're looking for as people, the most important thing is that we're spending lovely one-on-one time with our little boy who deserves it.
It woke up.
Oh, Mama! Yes.
Oh my god, that was
okay. Show us your sit. Show us how to. Yes, 100% success rate. Hi, Marble. I'm gonna teach you a new trick, okay, honey? I'm gonna teach you how to stand up, Marble. My goal right now is just to get him to look up, because it seems like all he wants to do is bury his face into the carpet and do cute things, which he already knows works very well on me. Okay, took me an entire year to teach him how to sit, so I am no stranger to the amount of patience that it might take to teach him anything else. Marble, here, follow the treat with your eyes. I don't know why you keep moving farther and farther away. Look up. Okay, up. Rubble up. Rubble up. Rubble up. Look up. Look up in the air. It's like everything that would possibly help him survive, he just suppresses because he'd just rather be cute. Rubble, it's food. Rubble, look up. Rubble, come here. Yes, good boy. Rubble, up. Yes, good boy. You can do it. Look, okay, I know it doesn't look like progress, but that is huge progress. Rubble, look up. Yes, good boy. Oh, good boy. Up. Oh, she's pissed.
Hi, temper tantrum. Toddler.
I'm gonna try a new approach. Since I'm just trying to get him to look up, I'll drop the treat once he looks up. Rubble, up, Rubble up, Rubble up here, Rubble up. Yeah! When you had to reward a dog for looking up in the air. Okay, Rubble up. Oh, that was a good one.
What the hell?
Who's up there?
Peach.
So she could get closer to the treats.
Yeah.
When you truly food driven.
Hey, it's not for you.
Come here. Up. Up here. Up here. Yes, good boy. Oh, Bunny is so jealous right
Because
now.
they hear your cooing voice.
He did a little jump.
He did a jump?
A little tiny jump.
Okay.
I think the trick is with him is that I do really have to like give the command and then give him 5 minutes to process. He needs a little while to think about it. Rubble, it's up here. Should I try it on the hardwood floor? Because then he won't be inclined to just lay down on it. Maybe if we put him on the hardwood floor, since we know he doesn't like to sit and lay on it, him to look up on the hardwood floor. Rubble, up. Yeah, that's a good boy.
Just make really unpleasant noises so they think something not fun is happening.
Good jump! Ooh. Julian, I don't think that that's helpful. Good, okay.
Oh yeah, he's preparing for liftoff.
I know, that one usually works on mommy. Good
Oh.
Good boy!
Houston.
We have liftoff.
Oh God, he's got hops.
He jumped.
He jumped. I don't have a military grade camera, so I couldn't capture that jump, but he jumped.
Did you see? We have to get like the forward momentum and the excitement, and then he can jump up as he goes backwards. Okay, come on. Forward momentum, upward momentum. Forward momentum, upward. Yes, good boy.
Damn.
It's working.
Yeah, he's light on his feet like Muhammad Ali. You see this guy move? Whoa, guy.
Do you see it like from the beginning?
No, it's a huge difference.
Well, because he wouldn't even look up.
Whoa,
Good
whoa.
boy, good job. Oh, good boy.
Yeah.
The athleticism. I know you're trying so.
There's a full-on choir in the other room.
You can do it. You can do anything you dream of, Mumble. Someday we're going to teach you how to jump up just like Peachy, and you'll fly from the ground into my arms.
Hi, crazy girl. Here you go, nasty boy. It pays to cry, kids. Here you go, sweetheart. Is this what you're asking for? Or you want attention?
Well, we're having a little more success. Good boy! Come on, ready? Up. Good boy! Oh, that's really good, honey.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what an elite athlete looks like.
Up, good boy! Can you believe that?
It's actually kind of unbelievable.
Right? Like he wouldn't even look up at a tree. Up. Good job, honey! Wow. Forget what we were doing? I know. Here, Mom, come. Come on. Yes, good boy.
How you doing?
I'm just like mentally wasting away. But I'm good. I think it's worth it. Up. Good job, honey! Good
Damn,
boy.
that was fucking hype,
Good
dude.
job! Up. It's up here. Come. Up. Good job! The ground?
His front ones are.
Yeah, it's not. No, I don't need all of them. He has a threshold when he's gonna get bored and whatever. But I'm just gonna keep doing this for a little bit so that we can see if he
Gives us a grand finale.
has any progress or none whatsoever.
Well, I mean, he's already made insane progress. Like,
And think of all the time that we get to spend it. Oh, good job! He just really enjoys this time and he deserves it because I feel like in a house full of hounds, you know, it's often just about the hounds and he needs his own little special.
You need some marble time, huh?
Up. Good boy. Ready? Up. Good boy.
He's doing it like every time, huh?
Ready, honey? Up. Good boy. See, but if I keep holding it till he does it, he gets a little frustrated. Oh, good job. Up, marble up. He's like, but I gave you a big one. Up. Good boy. Do you think he has the balance to do that for more than like a second?
No. To be jumping at home.
He's jumping.
He'll do it, like I said, in the wild.
I mean, it's funny because usually you're trying to teach your dog to not do this, right? But for Marble, it's like, no, get in there, bud. Ready? Up. Up. Oh, good one. Up. Good boy. Like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. But for Marble, like, he really doesn't do anything, you know? So that little jump is a very, very large movement.
This is 10 times more impressive than when you got him to sit.
You think?
Yeah, are you kidding? He's...
Good boy. Oh, he's so athletic. Look at him. Oh, yes, you dunk on him, Marble. I'm trying to get him to, like, stand, you know?
Yeah.
I know you can't really do it that well, but I know you can a little bit. Good boy! Oh, that was a big one.
Well, also keep in mind when he did it at the place, he had a leash on him.
Yeah.
So you could kind of tug on it and not fall.
Come here, Mama. You had a harness, huh?
And it's dark out.
Hey, you know what? Wow, Marble. Yeah, wow. Good job. What? Are you not impressed? He's 11 years old. Is this not just a metaphor for life? Like, it doesn't matter. Oh, yes! How far along in life you are, it's never too late just to learn how to stand on your own legs. Good. Good boy! Wow. Oh, God. Good job!
It's like super impressive.
You think?
He's so physically incapable of everything.
I know, honey, they're all jealous, but you know what? You're always such a good, quiet, sweet boy when they're getting trained too, huh?
You're proud of yourself?
Yeah, I'm actually really proud of myself. I mean, considering that, like, I can teach him how to stand on his own two legs, you'd think I could teach him how to eat out of a bowl, but I can't.
That'll be the next video.
Yes, honey. Good. I'm impressed that he no longer needs his running head start here. More bites of treat here in my hands if you want, honey. Come here. Grand finale, bud. Wow, 10 out of 10. You said just because I'm little doesn't mean that I don't also like learning new tricks. I can do it, I can. I'm smart. I just need like several hours at a time. Yeah, but you know what's so cute about him is that he's really patient. Like after that whole time, like, you know when you're training Kermit or other dogs that get really frustrated and then they just give up? Like, he didn't give up.
No, I think he's too stupid to give up. I'm not trying to be mean, but
he doesn't think there's other options.
Yeah, and also I think, like, you know when, like, frustration stacks up, and then a dog will quit? Well, as the frustration stacks up for Marbles, he forgets it, so it's, like, disappointing.
Of you.
Do you want me to let your...
I want to give another big thank you to NordVPN for sponsoring this video miniseries and supporting the channel. If you want to secure the way you browse the internet, go to nordvpn.com/Illuminati to get started or use code Illuminati at checkout to get 70% off your purchase. Alright, so after all the Part 1 scandals and an hour of Netflix, we've got a lot more to sift through. I did not expect to have to break this company's issues into 2 parts, but here we are. So hello friends and welcome back to the channel. My name is Blair, or the Illuminati, and we are going to be continuing down the Goop trail. I needed to take a mental break from all the dumb, hence the 2 parts, for my sanity and maybe yours too. So anyway, let's get back into this mess of a company. Well, and actually, there are many more messes to deal with. If you recall, the last point we touched on were stickers that Goop said had NASA materials in them, and NASA said, and verbatim, that's bullshit, and shut that down. A few months later, in October 2017, Goop won an award. Yeah, despite everything that's been happening, all the struggles and the strife, Goop somehow did it. They were the best of the best. In what, you might ask? They won the Rusty Razor Award for the most audacious pseudoscience, and I'm not kidding, look at this thing. Promote lady garden eggs and steaming your downstairs with herbs, you too can win a rusty razor. Bet that thing is safer to use than half the things she promotes as well. Okay, but moving on from this amazing award, Goop did not slow down. Also in 2017, guess this was a year to see how much chaos you can cause kind of year, Goop promoted a coffee enema device. Let that sink in for a moment. If you don't know what that is, well, lucky you. It reminds me of that South Park episode where people eat food with their rear end instead of their mouth. Think that, but with coffee. For those of you who haven't seen it and have no idea what I'm talking about, it's a colonic irrigation method. You squirt coffee where the sun don't shine, alright? Don't make me explain more than that. Now, water enemas can be used for constipation, and yes, they're used to cleanse the colon. They are not for everyone, and evidence of their effectiveness is limited. But a coffee enema? Goop recommended the Implantorama, hell of a name by the way, for the $135 coffee enema. And this is far more than a professional, careful doctor recommended saline, right? Well, unsurprisingly, it turns out this is another one of Goop's ridiculous claims and recommendations that isn't based in any science whatsoever. I'll take a clinical gastrology journalist word for that, thanks. They say coffee enemas are accompanying detoxification, nor is there any evidence of the clinical efficacy of coffee enemas. Coffee enemas are associated with severe adverse reactions, and even as proponents speak of the healing crisis that occurs in many patients. There is no evidence that it conveys true benefit in any condition. Even a recent review of the available literature by a proponent of colonic irrigation provides only theories and anecdotes, yet good proof exists that it is associated with considerable risk. It is on Goop and Gwyneth Paltrow to know what they're promoting. Just because something is a trend, it sounds like it might be ridiculous enough to work, doesn't mean it is. This whole habit Goop has of promoting things that aren't science-based may be so stupid it's funny, but people have gotten hurt. And in 2018, an article was published that stated mainly how a child passed away and his desperate mother turning to alternative medicine. Turns out, in 2013, a boy, only 4 years old, died when his mother went to the needs child, especially with a mystery like Gavin was. I would have done anything. She did do anything, and spent $300 for an hour-long phone consultation with William, who died from a febrile seizure. Doctors never did learn what was wrong with Gavin. I don't blame the mother in the slightest here, but let me make that clear. She sought out specialists and only went to this medium as a last resort because he made claims saying he could cure anything up to thyroid cancer. But how does Goop relate to this? They trusted Anthony William. He's been on their website a number of times. They've called him a trusted Goop expert. Dr. Gunter, a San Francisco-based OBGYN that criticized Goop before, said this about Anthony Williams. Promoting the medical medium is no different than promoting anti-vaccine views of coffee enemas. The minimum is that people waste money, but there is always great potential for harm with many of these therapies that are recommended and delays in diagnosis. Every day someone tweets to me or messages me on Facebook about a friend or of a family member who delayed real therapy that could help them to give a snake oil a go. How anyone can publish that drivel and think, I've done a good thing today, is beyond me. In short, yet again, Goop is promoting something with a potential to cause serious harm. Only this time, it was a service instead of a product, a medium that should be ashamed of himself and the advice he gave this poor mother. Later that year, in October 2018, Goop faced they managed to advertise so much, they broke the law, you guys. Guess they were that desperate to sell those products after all. Laura Thompson, project manager at Good Thinking Society, tells The Independent, "It is shocking to see the sheer volume of unproven claims made by Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop about their products, especially given that some of their health advice is potentially dangerous. Nobody should be advertising customers to avoid using conventional sunscreen or that pregnant women should take vitamin A, something that health experts have warned can be harmful to unborn children." I literally can't even get to all the comments and people saying negative things about Goop because it's that many. But we're almost there, just a few more things I want to cover, and then we'll get back into the Netflix and see how this train wreck ends. One last thing for 2018, where Truth in Advertising slammed Goop for their deceptive claims. They already brought this to people's attention in 2017 in an article called Advertising Watchdog Files Complaint Against Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop for Deceptive Health Claims. In there, the article stated, based on its investigation, the watchdog group cites 51 examples in which Goop touts products on its site either expressly or implicitly that can treat, cure, prevent, alleviate the symptoms of, or reduce the risk of developing a number of ailments. Some of these products include a rose quartz egg for hormonal balance and a detox seaweed bath soak for anti-aging, according to tina.org. The examples include both private label products such as Goop vitamins, as well as products from outside vendors. The group argues that Goop does not possess the competent and reliable scientific evidence required by law to make such claims. In 2018, rather than claims, the problem seemingly arose because of flagging issues. Goop would be flagged as supported by science rather than for your entertainment due to this deceptive marketing. Not only does this mislead people into buying Goop products because they believe it's an event in Oxford, Sir Simmons Stevens said people were wasting their money or taking risks with their help by falling for the lure of too good to be true wellness products and cures, and singled out the actor's brand Goop for specific criticism. He said, myths and misinformation have been put on steroids by the availability of misleading claims online. And now we have dubious wellness products and dodgy facials and backup body worker who claims to cure both acute psychological trauma and side effects by simply moving his hands 2 inches above a customer's body. Steven points to examples such as Psychic Vampire Repellent, which sells for $27 on the Goop website, claims that chemical sunscreen is a bad idea, and the promotion of colonic irrigation despite the practice of carrying considerable risk to health. NHS advice and Stevens clearly states that there is no scientific evidence for health benefits associated with colonic irrigation. But this right here, just end me. When the head of the NHS has to come out and tell people not to buy Psychic Vampire Repellent, you know all hope is lost. And yes, they do still sell this. Psychic Vampire Repellent, the jade eggs, healing stickers, those scented candles. Guys, I had some hope. Seeing natural beauty products and some face oils, I had just a little bit of hope that this wouldn't be as horrible as I thought. But I was so incredibly wrong. This company is a sham. It's Jilly Juice plus essential oil Huns on steroids. It's a sham, potentially harmful. I don't even have words, really. Seeing some of these products, these countless articles, it's exasperating. Gwyneth Paltrow doesn't deserve a break because she's a celebrity. It's one thing to have people take a CEO seriously. That's bad enough. But Gwyneth Paltrow, hated as she might be, has some kind of fan base, some kind of following, money, no doubt. She's gotten away with so much, and I don't care how deluded or ignorant someone is, but this just can't go on. I knew Goop was weird, but I didn't even think it could get to these levels. Once again, Goop is slowly turning my brain into mush, but if there's one thing that's a no-brainer, it's using NordVPN to protect your information. So thank you to NordVPN for sponsoring today's video, and here's why you need this if you don't have it already. NordVPN is going to hide your information. The Goop gremlins can't find you here. Why? Because you went to nordvpn.com/Illuminati and got yourself a sweet VPN for 70% off. Being able to hide your location is important so you can't be tracked by spyware as you browse the internet, and you can use it for more than just that. They have over 5,500 super fast servers in over 60 countries, so virtually travel somewhere else in the world and hide from the targeted ads and people trying to expose your personal information. There's no data logging ever, and now they even have double data encryption, so it's even harder for people to try and find you. You can use it on up to 6 devices, so even if you're traveling, you can protect your information safely while on the go. Even if you don't travel, you can use it to set yourself to a different country and unlock more of Netflix that you don't get in your normal country. So watch all your favorite shows that you can't normally get, and do it while staying protected. You can even use it as an extension in your Chrome browser so it stays unobtrusive while it's doing its job. And there's a 30-day money-back guarantee if you just find out Illuminati at checkout to receive 70% off a 3-year plan with 1 month for free. So get yourself some safety on the internet and protect yourself from the various internet weirdos and other unsavory people that are looking for your information. Get NordVPN today using my link in the description box, and thank you NordVPN for sponsoring this video so I can keep making awesome content just like this. Now let's dive back into this very goopy mess. We're going to watch the rest of her Netflix show here and the last 2 episodes of the Goop Lab, and we will see some of what the science has to say about this. I have to warn you though, the last 3 episodes really are the worst, hence why they had to be separated from the others. And I think I felt myself actually losing my brain cells as I watched. All in the quest for defeating aging. The vampire facials, which is when plasma from blood is injected back into the face, are also featured in this episode. I've seen it floating around more and more because of the internet now, and it never fails to kind of creep me out. Vampire facials may be popular, but they can be dangerous outside of a medical setting too. When it's done incorrectly, people can, and have, even contracted HIV from it. Might have been nice for them to mention this, but, they didn't. But it's great that in the last few minutes, Gwyneth Paltrow's chief officer says the tenets of wellness are typically free. And Gwyneth Paltrow agrees with her, so hey, guess that'll save you some money if you decide to go to the Goop website. The tenets of wellness are free, according to Gwyneth Paltrow. She just wants to charge you hundreds for them. Anyway, random diets and vampire facials. That's all I have to say for episode 4. Once again, there was little scientific information, but I do love how Gwyneth Paltrow said within the first few minutes that she basically lives off coffee when she promotes a healthy lifestyle in her business. The next episode, 5, was utter bullshit. If you change the vibration of the body, it will change how when all these people are taking part in the experiment are Goop employees or believers already. Put me on that table and I can guarantee you that someone snapping their fingers all over my body isn't really gonna. But don't market this as something that it isn't. It's energy healing, it's not a true treatment or a true cure. These people that say they have anxieties or traumas should seek out actual therapy and find the source of understanding for their problems. One woman, one Goop employee that works with this guy says that she has chest issues and trouble sleeping. Perhaps go to your fucking doctor. What if that's some underlying condition or a symptom for something far more severe? But no, okay, hop up on that table, he'll snap his fingers and everything will be fine, I guess. And of course, who is Goop if they don't include a medium? In episode 6, this psychic, Laura Jackson, tells Goop employees that everyone is psychic. Hey, she's not wrong, I guess, because everyone learned to bullshit someone at some point. I just kept hearing an yeah, M for mom, M for the woman lives up the street, or a teacher. These kinds of moments are so frustrating to watch because it's obviously a lie. Of course you know someone with an M in your life, or some other common sense. I do love this one skeptic that at one point there's no way that everyone can truly be psychic though, and Laura argues with her saying, we are all born connected to the other side. It's good to see the healthy critique, I only wish there was more of it. Everyone follows along so cultishly that it doesn't seem so coincidental when the one person Laura can't read is the largest skeptic. When she tries, of course, she ends up reading one of the show producers instead. Yeah, okay. Funny that the skeptic is the one person you just don't have a connection with. Could it simply be that she's not buying into your bullshit? Look, if you like the idea of trendy diets and physics, that's your business. That's up to you. I don't want to imply that all energy healing or cosmetic procedures are terrible here. It's the way that this is presented is wrong. This is shown as some cure-all, some miracle when it's not the case. I find this Netflix show funny and I'm able to laugh at it because I know it's not true. JonTron also did a hilarious commentary on the show recently too, with a huge response because I think most people know way better than to buy into this bullshit. There's books that are parodies of Goop called Glop. Non-toxic, expensive ideas that will make you feel ridiculous and look pretentious, and people make fun of it constantly. And as for the real science behind this, well, the NHS calls it spreading misinformation. Goop has just popped up with a new TV series in which Gwyneth Paltrow and her team test vampire facials and back a body worker who claims to cure both acute psychological trauma and side effects by simply moving his hands 2 inches above a customer's body, the NHS boss said. Other websites go through episode by episode and tackle the science behind each one, disproving many. The website Vulture said that 4 was called Dangerous. Seems they skipped right over details in 3. They say the energy healing in 5 is mumbo jumbo. Episode 6, obviously, as the psychic episode, has no science behind it. They ended with, in mixing the almost proven and the downright absurd, they create a false equivalence that might prove dangerously appealing to the overly credulous. By all means, watch and enjoy Goop's past, but I'll agree it was the best of the trash heap. You'll see this similar critique in plenty of places. There's little research, it's pseudoscience, and some of it is downright disproven and inaccurate. Words I can use to describe this company are frustrating and ridiculous. Frustrating because I don't want to think that people are falling for this and getting hurt. Don't steam your downstairs, okay? Don't squat over boiling water or stick jade eggs in places they don't belong. There's a lot of things I never thought I'd have to say because of MLMs or shady companies, and right now, this is pretty close to the top of my what the fuck list. Gwyneth Paltrow in my book, well, she's like a Hunbot on another level. A whole new class of peddling terrible products. She said, I don't think there's anything natural that can be bad for you. So just be on the lookout, guys. If she starts selling some cyanide, she'll probably call it magic dust. I don't know. But with that being said, guys, that's where I'm going to end today's video. Thanks for sticking around for part 1 and part 2, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're new. And if you'd like to see more content from me, you can head over to my second channel for my puppy Casper or my collaboration channel with Sad Milk. I've also got my Discord server below, sources, and all that good stuff. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching another video of mine. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys!
Hello everyone, Hezu here. Anyone remember Rise of the Guardians? No, not that one. Ugh, not that one either. I've never even heard of this one. Yes! That's the one! It came out in 2012. Jack Frost's face was all over the internet for like a year. The same year the Lorax created a young hipster Onceler. Weird times those were. Anyhow, I'm gonna spiel a bunch of decade that he won an Oscar for. Not to mention, he was the first African-American to direct a big-budget animated feature, and the first African-American nominated for Best Animated Feature at the Academy Awards. So he's kind of a big deal. In 2012, he worked with William Joyce, a man who you might recognize in his works such as Roly Poly Oly, Meet the Robinsons, Epic, and Robots from 2005. William Joyce's daughter, and he knew he needed to make this fantasy a reality. The Guardians of Childhood had started off with an animated short from Real Effects Studios, and soon became a 5-part book series written by William Joyce. In the midst of writing these books, DreamWorks had latched on to the rise that no one took into consideration the fact that this movie was going up against Disney's Wreck-It Ralph, which was also released in November 2012, a few weeks prior. Not to mention Life of Pi.
Yikes.
So the competition was high, and the marketing campaign was poorly thought out. What are those? What is that? This looks so weird. Rise of the Guardians couldn't decide what it wanted to be. A kid's film the whole family could enjoy, or an action-packed art piece. They doled it down, simplifying the story, ultimately deciding some of what they originally were going for would be too scary for children. And yet, despite their efforts, the hammer missed the nail.
You know what? I've got some
Movie that had come out a few months prior, and while it may have certain parallels or similarities, it's definitely its own movie. The premise is actually shockingly morbid for a children's film, but one that indulges me all the more. Spoilers ahead. I highly recommend watching the movie first if you haven't already. It's been out for 8 years now. Come on, go! It features Jack Frost, an immortal ice spirit that embodies the nature of fun. He is summoned by the map of well-known spirits that protect children of the world. Their longtime enemy, Pitch Black, aka the Boogeyman, longs for revenge against them for stealing his belief away, for belief is power for the spirits of this world. Basic guy, the dumb, let's split up the main characters out of betrayal 3/4 of the way into the movie cliché is initiated, reunites, defeats bad guy, and the day is saved, goodbye, the end. It's a lot better than it sounds, trust me. I'm just summarizing it in a dull way. The heart and inspired culture put into each character and their backgrounds is so incredible and beautiful. Toothiana's feather rig and Sandman's particle mechanics must have been hell to go through, but they were incredible and groundbreaking for animation. North's tough Russian persona, Bunnymun's kangaroo-like structure, Jack's acrobatic talents, and Pitch's freaky movements. 15-year-old me, a sophomore in high school, was buzzing in my seat. No idea who they are, let alone who they want to be. But this movie opened my eyes to a whole new world of possibilities. I fell in love with this movie and even have a shrine dedicated to the franchise on my top bookshelf. The story was very simple, but it was dubbed a kids' movie, so it really had no choice. But being dubbed for kids is like a slap in the face, if I'm being honest. Your creativity is now imprisoned in a bubble, and it alienates a good majority of your audience. Of Jack and Pitch being brothers or best friends, Pitch was a giant creature with 12 eyes and no actual form. The final battle was supposed to take place on a satellite in space, for Pete's sake. How dare they take that out? We could have had it all, but it was all changed out of fear of scaring the toddlers. Psst! I highly recommend getting The Rise of the Guard into. So, we're finally here. Time to talk about the books. Hold on to your socks, guys. This gets weird. While the movie surrounds the character Jack Frost, the books dive into the Guardians' backstories. They're basically a prequel. However, the movie and the novels are not the same universe whatsoever, no matter how many times they try to convince you it is. Okay, let's do this character by character. Let's start with Jack. He has the most ludicrous differences out of all the Guardians combined. So buckle up. Movie Jack Frost was born a peasant in the 1700s in the original 13 colonies that would later become the United States of America. He had a younger sister that the fandom nicknamed Emma, but her real name is Mary, which makes sense since William Joyce's children are named Jack and Mary. His age is debated from being either 14 to 17, but most people go with 17. So in the movie, he's 317 years old. And for 300 of those years, he had amnesia. Pretty straightforward, right? I'm glad you asked. Truthfully, Jack doesn't exist until the 5th and final installment. For the first 4 books, he was an alien from space named Nightlight.